What's up, everybody? This is the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 13. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And before we start off, of course, let me just let you guys know that we have our Discord. Links in the description below. You guys can chat with us, talk with us. Just be sure to let us know what you guys think. Hang out with us, everything. And of course, we also have our Spotify. Full episodes of the, full audio versions of this episode will be uploaded on there, as it is over here on YouTube. Yeah. Unless you're hearing this on Spotify already.
In that case, welcome.
Welcome. All right, to start things off, of course, we want to reiterate that we've already, finished half of the anime. So if whatever anime you're looking for is not here, we already finished that off in the last episode.
Yeah.
So the one that we're going to be talking about here is, of course, first off, Gleipnir. Yay, Gleipnir's over. No, I mean, like, it's... Man, Gleipnir, what am I going to do with it, man? So, how do we want to start with this anime? I guess, like, first off, like, the way that the episode itself is, like, kind of continues off from, like, with how Shuichi's origin is kind of, well, we already have had the explanation of his origin from last episode, which is pretty cool. It gives us more insight as to who he was as a person before his memories got completely wiped.
Yeah.
And then Claire just says, like, hey, let's do a thing, let's hang out and stuff, have some downtime and everything.
Yeah, and they also they hang out with the group,
mm-hmm.
And they meet up at a party night, something like that.
Yeah.
To agree to give them the coins or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was the whole setup from there. Yeah,
and then with that, they decide, it's like, hey, let's go hang out at a place, and Shuichi offers up his house. And what I find interesting is that, like, the past episode, we only ever saw Shuichi's home through his room.
Yeah.
Never really, decided, hey, what was his house like?
Or walk in.
Yeah,
walk in his house and greet his...
Yeah, we've been mostly with Claire or, out the town and stuff like that. So it was interesting, to see how he was living.
Yeah.
And it was pretty shocking.
And it was garbage, literal garbage. You see dust collect everywhere. Stuff rotting in the side. It was just unhealthy.
Yeah,
Alright, but kind of going ahead, but in a way, I wonder what happened to his parents.
Oh, yeah. So that was the one question we were
never
asking.
got the answer on that.
No, we did. We did.
Yeah, we found out what
happened.
We did.
Yeah. You know what? Might as well say it. But his parents got Thanos out of existence.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Continue.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Because what I'm about to say is it's gonna be very deja vu-esque for our main character Shuichi, who doesn't see himself as a main character. But basically, so they go through a lot of the. He forgot, but it was a deliberate forgetfulness kind of thing. His amnesia that he has set onto him is very deliberate.
Yeah.
It's very deliberate because, so basically Claire asks about, how are you doing, Shuichi, and a lot of what she says is basically beat for beat what Elena was, since Elena and Shuichi were, they're both sisters, but at the same time Elena was also really close friends with Shuichi.
Oh yeah.
And with that, Shuichi's mind automatically kind of remembers what Elena was, and he immediately just kind of gives into his lust.
Yeah, Hulk mode.
Yeah, he goes full on beast mode.
Master Roshi status?
Yeah, full on Master Roshi status. Yeah. And yeah, for a second there, I thought he was just gonna do the deed, but then he just kind of stops.
Yeah, he controlled himself like the Hulk.
Yeah, like Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
He goes back to Bruce Banner for that that moment, and then he's like, oh no, I'm sorry, it's totally out of line.
Yeah. And then Claire gets to see what's up with him, and then she gets a closer look at his eyes, I think, and then you can see it's just pure darkness and
devoid
and stuff. So we know that he's all messed up.
Oh yeah, he's very, very much messed up in the head, and it's and like you said, it was very apparent because his eyes were completely clouded.
Yeah, so we were through this already. they kept giving us the same, I guess, thing. We already knew this.
That's the problem. Like, they just give us like the same kind of beats that we've already known. Like, yes, we already know that Shuichi's mind is like messed up, and what's more painful is that we already had his origin story like kind of given to us. Well, maybe not the full one, but more so kind of the basic gist of what happened. So I just feel like the anime itself was just kind of like just talking down to us.
But
it's like, oh,
I guess they were just trying to put it on her.
Yeah.
Since she didn't know. And now, yeah.
Yeah, it's just all around. It was just kind of and then of course that wasn't the end of the episode because like later we find out that the group was actually in cahoots with Elena since Chihiro still had Elena's phone number and everything, and the group themselves, without telling Shuichi or anybody, decide to actually relinquish their coins over to Elena. And then Shuichi finds out, he comes in and he decides to confront her about it, and then they have a fight. They have a little bit of a sparring session, and then Claire comes in to kind of help join the fight and everything. And yeah, the fight itself was great. It had great animation. It was very similar to episode 2, which was I feel like episode
2 and 3.
Yeah, it was like very much like episode 2 and 3, where like the high octane action kicked in, and everything felt very like fluid.
Well, and that other episode 2 where the helmet girl and Shuichi became.
Yeah, that one.
So that was a couple fightings.
Yeah, there was a few fights here and there throughout the show that was very fluid.
That was a big thing for at least this show in general.
Yeah, and then 12 had that fight scene, and then Shuichi kind of like remembered what was going on. But of course, the whole thing didn't last because after that, Honoka, the ghost Honoka shows up, which turns out this ghost Honoka was, again, we figured this out the episode before that. Ghost Honoka was actually responsible of erasing people's existences and stuff. And
Thanos snap.
That was basically what got Shuichi's parents killed, murdered in the first place, was because of that. And it was about to happen with Shuichi himself. He ends up shooting the ghost, and then the ghost ended up going into his mind.
Yeah, that was a cool part when they got to his mind. All the multiple Hanukkah ghosts were popping out. He was just blasting every one of them.
But it wasn't enough, so Elena had to come in and re-establish that mind amnesia, so that to protect Shuichi, which I was able to see a mile away that this was the reason why Elena is trying to protect Shuichi, so that way, it's just kind of the classic. Again, it was this classic like Itachi kind of trope sort of thing.
So then at the end, I guess he forgets. And then pretty much the scene that appeared, what episode was it? The one where they were going to she asked to go to the theater with Shuichi.
Oh,
I don't remember. Either way, so from that episode it continued on. That's where the actual story continues.
Yeah,
so whatever we watched previously already passed.
Yeah.
It was just erased in no way for
it was
Shuichi.
very, very non-linear, like the way the story was being told, and it's kind of, I guess, innovative for what it was.
So pretty much this last episode was telling us, oh look, we're just gonna go next season.
It's season, it's baiting us to. It's season bait is what it is. It's just trying to say, hey, watch out for the next season. You're gonna have a lot of answers to a lot of the questions that you have.
Yeah.
And it just felt very incomplete, all around. Like,
all right.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it.
Yeah. We'll save our thoughts for the
rating.
For the rating and everything, actually no, we can give the rating because
we're pretty much done. That was pretty much the whole episode.
We'll give our rating for what it is.
All right, Rabbi.
5. It was a 5. This was by far out of all the ones that we've done, past, prior, and now, it's just definitely the lowest rated. It has merits. I feel like the characters and everything come off pretty interesting, but then they kind of fall flat. They kind of go in circles. Development-wise, Shuichi gets a lot, but still, it's not to the point where he was before his whole mind wipe thing happened. The animation is really good when it wants to be. It's definitely sprinkled throughout the whole series, And yeah, all around it was average. I would have rated it lower, honestly, but if it wasn't for the last episode we saw, a few characters like Sanbei, who unfortunately only shows up that one episode.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
He shows up in the teaser for what's to come, and it's that second season that shows up. But yeah, no, it's a 5 for me.
Omar.
For me, yeah, I agree with you. It's the lowest rating from all the animes we watched. So I give it a 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's for as many times as Shuichi says that he's finally the main character, I feel like he's not, and he's just very uninteresting to me. I mean, the first couple episodes they're solid, and then after I think episode 4, I just kind of clicked out.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And it was kind of uninteresting, especially when we got introduced to the group. It was very slow to me, like not enough action, and I don't know. It just other than episode 11, which is kind of like, oh, these are interesting characters. I want to know more about them than we did introduce the whole season. But yeah, 4.5, and I'm not looking forward to next season.
Yeah,
if they do make one.
I give it a 5. It was an average show. The character, the main character Shuichi, he was at the beginning. It kind of made sense, but later on, at the end, he was just numbing himself out at the end.
Yeah.
And what else? Fighting scenes were cool, awesome. That's why it's on 5.
Yeah.
But the fighting scenes aren't the only thing important to a show,
Story and characters.
So story and characters are important, and this show.
The music's good.
The music was good. Oh,
we gotta talk about the music.
Music is a 10 for me. I love I love the zaniest music they would put, the EDM and all that. There was a lot of dubstep. That was pretty funny though.
Every time I heard it, it threw me off. I was like, what the?
I felt like a party.
I'm in the middle of you guys. I think the music is pretty good.
The funny part was that when they were in that forest scene and you just hear EDM in the background, like and the music just playing. Yeah. It was pretty funny. But yeah, in general, it's an average show.
Yeah.
Would I recommend this anime? No, I won't.
Only to people that like really want a feel of like something that's edgy, but even still, it's like
there's better edgy.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then the next episode we're gonna talk about is for Tower of God. This one also kind of has a similar kind of problem, I guess, with Gleipnir, except not as bad. So we kind of follow up into what happened after, for a few seconds, what happened after Rachel pushes Bam off. And it was betrayal, it was betrayal, because we get the origin of kind of what Rachel was actually about.
Rachel is.
Well, what her actual goal was. So when she phased out, looked like she died, she had actually phased into basically where Bam started off, where she wanted to actually, climb the tower, and then the rabbit dude, he was like,
"Oops,
no, you're not going. You're weak. You're weak sauce.
You're not cut off to this boy.
You're not a cut above the rest. You're several cuts below everybody else."
Yeah, because it's funny because he never meant to pick her because you know how Bam was on top of her, and then she went in instead of him.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oops,
I made a mistake. Let me try again." That's honestly what happened, because I think they never really said what the time gap was between Rachel being summoned up there and Bam. But yeah, Bam, Rachel actually was I guess she was kind of caged up somewhere else because Rabbit's like, "No, dude, just chill. Let me call up the real master here." And then Bam shows up. Bam passes his first trial with flying colors, and Rachel at the side was just completely just jealous. She didn't finish her first trial either.
No.
Yeah. She was literally
that, or they didn't show it. One of those two.
I think she didn't pass.
No, I think she didn't even take the test. She kept on complaining about "Oh, you don't give me this, you don't give me that." And the rebels.
No weapon, right?
Yeah.
They give me a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, he was all fessed up. He was like, "All right, you know what? I got a different challenge for you." And then that's when he gives him the proposal.
Kill Bam. If you can kill Bam, I'll even give you an extra life, basically.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And that extra life, by the way, is actually the the big purple spear guy.
Yeah.
He was actually the extra life. He was basically a guardian manifested to protect Rachel. If Rachel were to ever go into any
You mean Ho?
death situation. No, not Ho. Well, I guess indirectly it is Ho, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Or in that case, behind. The whole thing's a flashback. But anyway, Spear Guy is basically like, if you ever follow yourself into like a near-death situation, he'll literally sacrifice his life energy to bring you back. So yeah, it's basically an extra one-up, but with a lot of benefits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, major benefits.
Major benefits. Yeah, so Rachel basically weaseled her way through that first trial by, accepting that little condition. She hung out with her bodyguard, who basically did all the heavy lifting for her.
That bodyguard was straight up carrying her.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then Dorsey was like, that's how the whole trio thing started, was because then Dorsey, needed to pair up to somebody, and she was right there. Well, you two right there. And then we also get an explanation as to like what that whole like during that bonus round, like what her true goal was, why she said like, oh, I want everybody dead, because her main goal was to make sure to see who can kill Bam, and she could probably steal the credit that way. And she realized like, why can't anybody kill this Bam? Bam sucks. Like that's her whole character was just about complaining and like being jealous of Bam.
Very not likable.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I remember seeing like a few like pictures and stuff saying, "Oh, she worst girl." Yeah, very much so. Because even like after that, yeah, she still was just like, she got doinked in the head. They showed that whole scene, and then how Bam was just like, God, being Super Saiyan God for that few seconds.
MC powers.
Pretty much this whole episode is just through her eyes.
Yeah,
what
that's all it is.
Pretty much she,
how she got to
she
the
was
position
practicing.
she was in.
The thing that got me was the fact that she was practicing stabbing motions like in her room, because we saw glimpses of her just kind of like being very like moody and everything like that.
Right.
We didn't know why at the time, but now it's like, because she had a knife and she was like practicing how to stab Bam. Like,
very
oh my gosh,
emo.
very much so. Like she's completely selfish to the core. It's interesting. We don't really see characters a lot that's just awful human beings.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's terrible to see.
Yeah. And then like I think flash forward to what happened now, and Bam is falling down. Rachel presumes that he died, and then we find out that this whole test itself on Bam's end was actually taking place inside of a worm, which I think they might have talked about, but I wasn't.
Yeah, they did. That was the whole like purpose of the test.
That was the whole thing. And then when Rachel gets spit out, she mentioned how Bam
got killed by the bull.
And everybody's torn up about it. They took it very, very hardly, because again he was a comrade to everybody.
Yeah,
the only person that didn't see him as a comrade was goddamn Rachel.
Exactly. Dumb.
Yeah, and
didn't they tell them previously that you're gonna make enemies because of your OP ability, so be careful, Bam.
Yeah, and the reason why she said that was for herself, basically, because she was the one enemy.
She was the one enemy that was playing all
She was literally the only person that really wanted to kill Bam, because everybody else was like,
they were all right for die for Bam.
Yeah, even if you count Ho, like Ho was like, he was like whatever to Bam, and he basically used it as an excuse.
I don't think that Piccolo dude's in his side though.
Oh no,
he's in it for the ride.
I'm pretty sure like by the time like if and when Bam can ever catch up. He lived, by the way. Spoiler alert, I guess for later, but he lives. But I'm pretty sure if Bam like were to catch up and stuff, I'm pretty sure Piccolo would probably either be eliminated or killed. I don't think he's so? He's not gonna stick around for the whole ride.
I think the guy with the bat wings is gonna die.
Oh, like a noble death.
No,
no?
I think like all those characters we weren't really introduced, they'll probably get killed off inside.
Who's left? The horn guy in the.
Oh, you mean like from the non-main character?
Yeah.
We have the dude with the half-shaved head and the long hair. That guy.
We got that white tea guy with the black. Well, anyways, they're not important.
They're not important.
As long as it's not the dude with all the eyes and stuff, I think that's all.
Right, he stays
He's
as
a chef. Yeah, he's a chef now.
He found his.
He found his true
purpose.
calling. Yeah, he found his true calling. I'm happy for him.
But that was, I think, most of the episode.
But yeah, and then
Later though, the Willy Wonka, he quit being an administrator.
He's
Same
like,
with,
he didn't like what
Quant.
things were the guy was doing and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, how he's running the test, and he also got the red guy
yeah.
fired too.
Oh yeah.
No, he told him, "Hey, you're fired."
He didn't want to be fired. He was like, "Oh man, I like my job."
Willy Wonka's a badass.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he was a cool character.
Hopefully, we see him on to the next season,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking forward to.
doing his own journey.
Mhm.
That'd be cool.
And then cut to when Bam was on the ground and everything, and then you see
The navigator.
the
the navigator,
finds him.
the girl that
Did we
was
ever
the-
find her name? What was her name?
I'll put it up on here for YouTube and for Spotify. I gotta figure out a way to do post edits.
That
of it.
red
It's
hair
just-
girl.
Yeah, the redhead girl.
Oh, yes, they call it the navigator. Like, I was
Navigator.
surprised that she was even there.
Yeah. She's apparently gonna train Bam though. Because Bam is
No, yeah. So Bam, came down. I guess came out of the body. How did all that work? I know she pushed.
yeah, she
him
fell. If he fell, then he's still technically in the worm.
The worm. So is
No.
she in the worm or
No, because the worm,
How does that work?
The worm was sucking up them,
Mhm.
and they were underneath the water.
Oh yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no, they were just in the water. That's why he kept on free falling.
That's true, yeah.
And then I guess there was a cap to the water that he fell down to the cave with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then he had like a little force field on him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he's OP. He's the
he's-
chosen one.
He's our
The
MC.
chosen one.
Yeah.
And there you go. And Bam gets up and he's like, I gotta go up to my friends and save
And then
them."
they title drop at the end. And it was like, you have to climb.
The Tower of God. Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. That's
What's your
Tower
rating?
of God. Rating. This one's a good 7. It's rated as a good 7. I like the characters. And by that I mainly mean the actual supporting cast. Bam is. I feel like he acts more like a blank slate for just a typical kind of coming of age story.
Yeah.
He's not really any like kind of personality to him, at least not yet. Because again, this one like Gleipnir, also kind of like sequel baited. It's very much wanting to rely on the fact that we're gonna get a second season out of it. Who knows when? But again, from what we've seen so far of Bam, not really too interesting at all, really. The fights are cool. I like the rivalries that are kind of like shown between like characters like Anuk and Dorsey, and like how Kun like is kind of struggling. Honestly, speaking of Kun, I would honestly be more down. I'd probably be an 8 if like someone like Kun was like the main character.
Yeah, because he
feel like-
has an interesting past.
He does have an interesting past. I like his relationships with like all the other characters and how he. Again, we don't know where his true motives are, but so far it feels like he's growing as like a character,
Yeah.
and like he's learning to actually like accept everybody else as like comrades and stuff. Even though at the end like it looks as if like his own agenda is being fulfilled and everything. So yeah, overall it's a 7 for me. We'll have to just wait and see where this is gonna go next season.
Yeah, for like a first season of there's a lot of source materials for this anime, a webtoon. I mean.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
And so I give it also a 7 out of 10. I mean, I'm basically the same boat as you. I don't like Bam as much. I mean, his whole
Yeah.
motive was Rachel, and then the fact that she pushed him off the edge.
Yeah. Well, what motives does he have now?
Exactly. And I'll be damned if that's still the same motive for him. But yeah, the side characters, I love Rack.
Oh yeah.
Rack,
Turtles.
and then the Joy Wheeler character,
GBC.
Anuk, all those characters are great. So I can't wait to see their journey climbing the tower now, with obviously Rachel.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of this, unlike Gleipnir. So a 7 out of 10.
For me, I'll give it a 6. To me, it was more above average, I guess. The characters are cool. the main character wasn't cool at all.
Yeah, you probably dislike him more than we do. I think 'cause I'm indifferent toward him.
Yeah. The thing that bugged me a lot is about these trials. There was too many trials. I felt like it was too many trials for a 12-episode anime. If
too many errors with these trials.
So I kind of got tired with the trials. The only character that I really liked, and I still don't know his name. We call him Willy Wonka.
Oh, Leroro.
Leroro.
His name is Leroro.
Yeah, he's my favorite character in the show.
Yeah.
And I want to cheer for Bam, but at the same time, like, I really don't care for him.
We need to
other
figure
than
out
his
what
friends.
I feel like whenever this next season's gonna come out, he's gonna get like a lot of character development because that was a huge moment.
Yeah.
What just happened.
So for now, the 6 is fine, but once like maybe second season comes out and there's more development with him, then I'll change my rating. But for now, it's just 6.
That's fair.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, next.
All right. And then the next anime we have, of course, is Princess Connect Redive. We get more insight as to kind of who Pecorine. Again, another origin, but I feel like as we're moving along with these anime, the origin stories I feel like are getting better and better and better. So basically, Pecorine's whole deal is that she's actually Princess Eustania, I think her name was. I think.
Who was it? I thought it was like
Dorsey?
No, Indonia, I think?
No. It's like Eustania. Anyway, again, I'll put it up here on YouTube, but Spotify, good luck. My prayers to you. Anyway, so she was actually the princess of Landasol, the actual town, the kingdom that they all live in and stuff. And she was, very much lived that nice princess life. She was loved by everybody. She had a loving mother, father, and all that stuff. And one day she became of age where she was allowed to kind of go out and explore and live the land and everything. And she was given a crown, outfit, and everything. They even mentioned, I like the little bit where they mentioned that, like, oh, if you wear this, you're gonna get very hungry. And she's like, I love food. And she actually accepted that, and it was cute. And again, everything was going all well. She had a nice grand send off. She was over the outside living the land and everything. And then, but she comes back, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, Who are you? You have to leave the premises immediately. Nobody recognizes her.
I was so upset. I was
like,
no.
I know, that was heartbreaking.
And her emotion with it, I was like, ah.
Yeah, how she was dealing with it was just you could feel
it was getting to me too.
Yeah,
no, it was getting to me.
It was hard to watch because how Pecorine is. She's the happy, bubbly character. To see you go through that, you're like, damn.
Yeah,
we got it a little while ago, but now it hurts her even more since it's family,
I know, and then when she finally gets to the throne room, and then they're all the king and queen are just silent, and they don't recognize her at all. Of course, who are you? You just see the tears just going through Pecorine's face, and then plot twist. It turns out that the silver-haired Kitsune, character that we were introduced to as. Yeah, the manipulator. That's not her name, but she gets introduced. She introduces herself as Princess Eustania, even though she looks nothing like them.
Exactly.
Like, where'd she get the fox ears from? What side of the family did she get that from? Anyway, but yeah, it's all
trick in the eyes, man.
Yeah, it's all mind freak Chris Angel. Yeah, she's and then of course because of that, Carol is actually working for her, and as we get that backstory, she gets that resolve and everything from Kokoro, because Kokoro's the one that
it was a very sweet moment.
Absolutely,
like that. When Pecorine, she's pouring her heart. She's like, I don't want to lose you guys, and she puts her heart and soul in talking to Kokoro, and then Kokoro has the best response. She
got to me that one. I was like, the feels.
I know.
Very emotional scene.
Yeah, and then they finally group up and they help. Oh, Carol actually.
Well, no, Carol was listening to.
Carol
the
was
shop.
listening on. Yeah, was listening on to Pecorine's like whole thing, whole story.
She couldn't believe it.
So then she walks out, and then she gets to the main hall, and then all of a sudden the what do you call it?
The
Dark shadow.
Darkness.
The darkness
From last episode appeared again,
Mm-hmm.
and Pecorine, no, not Pecorine, Carol, I guess gets a little flashback, right?
Yeah, well, Carol gets like a little flashback from like where her allegiance lies, and what I found really interesting, and I really want to talk about this, is the fact that when she thinks back on her boss, she actually calls her Highness, which to me is just kind of like because of the fact that we now know that she basically stole her identity.
Yeah.
That I feel like that's kind of like where Carol's allegiance lies, is the fact that like, oh, my allegiance lies with the princess.
Yeah, which is Pecorine.
And well, we know it's Pecorine, but she thinks that it's her. It's the evil lady.
False. The false person.
The false prophet. Yeah.
Oh.
But she doesn't know that though. So she's like, you know what? I don't care about this. I'm gonna save my friends. And so she goes solo. She tries to solo it at first.
Yeah.
She gives up.
She gives up. Yeah, she gives up. But then Pecorine comes in, saves the day.
Comes in clutch.
And while all that is going on, of course, we also need Yuki in the party too.
Yeah.
So
Man, he's Mr. Main Character.
yeah, he's the main character. He needs to he needs to protect his friends too. He doesn't want to screw up like he did last time. And he goes in. And then we get that nice showdown too, which the animation for this one was also like really good too.
Yeah.
Okay, considering it's the
What do you
last
mean?
episode.
Always.
No, for sure.
No,
I
but
agree.
like especially in this one, like it was a lot of more explosions.
The explosion.
All the characters get like that nice like
their moment.
You see Pecorine use her Princess Strike, and see Carol like cast off all these different like high level spells and
That
everything.
gave me chills when she did like 5 spell
Yeah.
circles. I was like, oh, okay.
She gets like she compacts them into a bubble, and you see all the explosions go
Yeah.
off inside it, and then you see Kokoro buffing Yuki, and then Yuki does like a huge attack too.
That's the only move I remember she said was the speed of
Speed of a falcon.
speed of a falcon. So he
Speed of a
started
falcon.
dashing like a falcon. I was like,
Yeah. You just see the wings.
Yeah, then he strikes the shadow.
Strike the beast.
Yep, right on that mask itself, and
Yeah.
destroys it.
That was really entertaining to watch. And then and because of the fact that this was all happening at like an alternate kind of like
Realm.
pocket dimension or whatever, everybody else in the real world were actually trying to look for her. They thought that they got crushed by the rocks. And
That's
then we
wild
also
out. That was wild because they were just asking for Pecorine.
Yeah,
I don't think they were
well,
asking for anyone else.
I mean, they have a huge like history with Pecorine herself.
Yeah.
She literally helps the town.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If anything, like Pecorine has like the most affinity with the town itself,
Yeah.
which makes sense because she's the princess.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's all coming together.
Exactly.
Yeah, we also get like cameos of this other guild that we really didn't get to know much of so far.
Yeah.
It's like the
Like
Knights Guild or whatever.
Yeah.
And we find out that like the evil lady Christina, which I guess she's not actually evil. She's actually like a vice captain, but she just has that evil aura. So maybe she knows something about the fox. That's my thought.
She might be like an anti-hero or something.
Yeah, kind of like Meta Knight or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, after they defeat the shadow, they get transported back to the pub actually.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh my God, Pecorine, you're
It's so
alive."
sweet.
Didn't you find that weird where that guy just petted Yuki in the head?
Oh.
I was like, wait, what?
That was weird, yeah.
That was weird.
Oh man, they were all excited to see them.
Well, the cool part was when they were holding him on the shoulder.
Oh, the adorable part was when Carol actually accepts Pecorine's hug, because
Yeah.
up until now, Pecorine would hug everybody, Carol especially, but Carol would just kind of like never reciprocate it. But then here she did, and she actually returned the hug.
Yeah, it was very adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
The animation on their faces too was also really good too.
No, that whole scene was like 60 frames per second.
Oh yeah.
I was like, whoa.
It was really good. Like a lot of the animation in this episode was spot on. So all around it was just fantastic. But yeah, that was the episode, and all together that was the whole show. So
Yeah, man.
Your ratings?
Rating time 8.5 for me. This definitely caught me off guard, more so than actually My Next Life as a Villainess, because even though that one was also really good too, this one I feel like just kind of stepped it up with really, and especially with the amount of talent that went into this one too. Like, Side Games is, animation production, and the fact that they also got like the director for Konosuba, you can see like a lot of that charm, but more utilized differently, and more to show like the wholesomeness and like the cute, adorable lifestyle of what the main team does and everything, how the characters were introduced. I feel like everything just went really well together, and I feel like my rating would probably go up a little bit more if I actually played the game, or if the game was actually available out here.
Yeah.
I'll say this right now. Adaptations like this does not come so super often, and yeah, this definitely makes me want to play the game. So 8.5 for me.
I'm in the same boat with you, but I give it an 8 out of 10. This, like you, it caught me off surprise, and just watching it every week, it was a breath of fresh air. Like, like when we're watching like Tower God, Gleipnir, and then this will come. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, for the most part, it makes you feel good. Yeah.
Yeah, and the characters are great. I think I love every character. All the main cast, Pekari, Carol, Kokoro, and obviously our MC, and just. Oh man, it's a good time watching it. Yeah. This is probably like my favorite Side Games anime.
Oh yeah,
hands down. You, David?
I give this anime a 9.
Ooh.
I was the one that made you guys watch.
Yeah, you were pushing for this one, and yeah, you found a banger. You definitely found a banger.
I played the Japanese game, but the thing is that I don't understand it. So when I was playing the game, I didn't get it.
It didn't translate it well.
But Easter eggs were popping up on the anime, and I was starting to understand some of the stuff. And finally, I'm getting the sense of the characters, the story in a way. So hopefully, this gets a second season and an English release of this game. Hopefully,
we'll see. Because I know since Granblue hasn't got one, I doubt this will get one.
Hey man.
But that's one last thing I want to mention about this anime is that this one actually had the least amount of sequel baiting, and yet I actually actively want a second season.
there is more for sequels, but they didn't push it for one.
And I like that, which makes me want it even more. Like, actually legitimately want one more. But I'm okay if they don't make one. That's what I want. That's what I want these anime to have. But
this show had so much. It had comedy. It had action, feels, and
serious moments,
adorable moments. That was so many things, and never once I said I hated a character in this show.
That's true.
Even the titty man.
Oh, that big bubble bath.
Yeah, never hated that guy.
He was funny.
It was funny at the end too.
Oh yeah.
He was just greeting Pekarine at the end.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. So
Pekarine won the respect of the people.
So yeah, love all the characters. I love this.
I would highly
the whole
recommend
surrounding.
Oh, very much so.
I wish people watch this show.
Yeah.
Hopefully, man.
I agree.
Like if people love Konosuba, they will love this.
They will love this a lot.
I absolutely agree. All right, and then the next anime we're going to be talking about, the last anime of this list that we're going to be talking about, is Great Pretender. We get we get a continuation of what's going on with the whole miracle Miracle drug.
This is the wild episode.
It
I'll tell you that.
Oh my goodness! It had so many twists and turns, and a lot
I
of
think
which
this
that
one was one of the biggest twists and turns.
Oh yeah, by far. So far, yeah.
Because it was like the conclusion. Of
the conclusion of this
arc.
Yeah,
little arc.
The conclusion of the LA connection.
Yeah.
I love that title, by the way. Yeah, so Miracle Magic, we get an in-depth look as to how it's made, and what I found kind of funny was that as he was making it, I was making like a couple like Breaking Bad jokes, and you hear Paula like talking to the intercom saying like, "Hey, Walter White, get to it."
Well, not intercom, the glasses.
The glasses, yeah, because he has the wire-type glasses and everything. So he makes everything, things kind of look like they're going super well. They have the briefcase full of money and everything like that. Everything's all peachy. But then, FBI, gotta bust you,
Yep.
The FBI jumps in, just breaks through the windows. They're caught. Everyone told them get down.
Yeah, FBI entry basically.
No.
Mm-hmm. Makoto comes clean. Is like, okay, I'm not actually like the scientist. I'm actually this dude right here.
I'm the informant.
Yeah. And then Abby just kind of like out of nowhere, just kind of like goes completely batshit insane and grabs one of the dude's guns, and she gets shot by like everybody. And then Lauren also tries to protect Abby, but then he gets shot too, and they die. Oh man, yeah, that's my idea right there. When I saw that, that was my idea right there. Anyway, yeah, so Makoto just kind of like goes full on like revengeance and grabs the gun from the police dude that was a huge In-N-Out fan, and he just sticks it right onto Paula Dickens' neck and everything. Like, hey, you guys, give me.
Going back to when Abby got the gun and stuff, it looked like a film and stuff, like an old film and stuff. And when she pointed the gun, and then when they start getting shot, it looked like a film, like one of those scenes in a mafia movie where they're just slowly like falling down.
Oh yeah.
I think it's fitting because like again, this whole thing is like very mafia. Like this whole like,
but it was kind of dramatic.
Story. Yeah, very much so.
It was dramatic death.
Yeah,
and the funniest thing is that they probably have ketchup underneath.
Yeah, Omar was just saying that entirely.
I was saying the whole time like, that's probably ketchup, dude.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's the whole point. We're all con men and everything, so very, very, very likely. But anyway, so going on to like that whole thing. So they were trying to like get their own like car and everything like that. And of course, Makoto was looking out for Salazar too, because he's like, hey, I'm doing this for Tom. You gotta be a good dad. I'm really counting on like you, helping out and all that stuff. Being a good person, leave this rotten life of crime behind.
Yep. And
right when all that was going on, the director Eddie Casano, he actually sets everything up to where it blows up, where the whole factory itself blows up. All that renovation money, I just realized this.
It took weeks.
It took weeks to like renovate this shaggy like rundown like drug place, and boom, all gone. So that happens. Makoto tries to he tries to run away. Makoto chases after him, and then he gets beaten up by as he grabs the director, he gets beaten up by a cone and everything. And Salazar comes in and just gut punches him. And I was so happy when I saw that, because I legit thought that he died. They're trying to protect him.
Yeah, because he wasn't moving when he got up.
But then of course the FBI still caught up. They get taken, and they told Eddie was like, hey, what if I give you 10 million? It's like, oh, okay, 10 million. Whoa, okay. Well, like, okay, 10 million we could do, 20 million, whatever. But like, hey, I got other people here. They saw what you did. So what are you gonna do about that? It's like, what if you give us 100 million? I can't do 100 million. I'm not worth that much. Hey, we got Swiss Bank to go. Okay, but I'm gonna leave you left penniless. Oh, come on, do 100 million. We'll do it. All right, fine. I'll do 100 million. he leaves, and there's like, oh, I pinned the blame on this guy right here, Salazar.
It's,
Makoto was just furious, and then he just gets knocked out again.
yeah, because he's like, what the hell what was the whole point of all this? You're just gonna let him go?
Yeah, he gets knocked out again, and he wakes up, and all of a sudden, nice beach. What's going on? It's like,
What is all this?
and then the jig is up. Turns out
I was the same thing as what's his name? The main character?
Makoto?
Makoto. I was just like him. I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, so it turns out that Lauren and Abby actually lived, and everything was pretty much what Omar said.
Yeah,
it was like, it was ketchup.
It was pretty obvious because,
Oh, I thought of it too, like the whole blood thing. I was like, wait, this is too much blood on the floor.
Yeah.
I guess
even though they both died,
Yeah.
it's pretty hard for those. I'm being very technical. The submachine guns to penetrate both.
no,
Yeah.
that, and then there's somewhat main characters other than him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it was too easy.
Too easy for them to go out like that.
easy.
So yeah, we got revealed that everyone that was FBI and even our girl, they were all in it.
Yep.
And
Her Paula Dickens' name? Oh, she's actually Cynthia.
Oh yeah, we cut back to the director, and the director's getting interrogated by
Yeah, he's actually arrested. Even though he paid $100 million, didn't mean jack. He still got arrested.
and he kept asking for Paula Dickens, and the lady that he's asking for is right there in front of him.
Yeah, that was the real Paula Dickens. Turns out that one right there, that was fake. It was Cynthia all along.
Yeah,
Which is
so
funny.
all of that was a con.
Yeah, including the whole FBI team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were all in on it.
it's just crazy. It's crazy to see everything unfold like that.
Yeah, it was insane. And
That
then
was from plot twist to plot twist.
yeah, and then the fact that the $100 million.
Like them dying, for sure, they weren't gonna die.
Yeah.
But the whole police force and the FBI agent were alive pretty much
Yeah.
at the end. That caught me off guard.
Yeah. I think what also helped was that the fact that the LAPD was corrupt anyway.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
they didn't even bother looking deep into what's the whole Paula Dickens or whatever. Yeah, that was great.
And that pretty much at the end they were saying their goodbyes.
Yeah.
And
and Makoto gets a cut, which is pretty nice
Yeah,
of them.
Makoto
Yeah.
gets a sack.
Yeah.
A sack of a lot of money.
Sack a lot of money.
You did good in your part.
Yeah.
So he ends up going back to Japan, and
He turns in the money. He turns in the money to the police because he wants a fresh start. He even mentioned to Lawrence I'll see you guys in 3 to 4 years,
Yep.
which is kind of alluding to the fact that hey, this next part be a little bit of a time skip.
in
Yeah.
a different area.
Probably a different area.
Oh, a different con.
I kind of want this to be in LA again, but at the same time, I can completely understand if it's set in a different country, because there's a lot of scope that could be looked into
Yeah.
with the premise and all that.
If I remember, they showed different locations in the trailer when
Yeah, so they're
this
probably gonna
show
be
got announced. Yeah.
they're probably gonna go someplace else besides LA.
And that's the end of the LA arc.
Yep, that's the end of the Great Pretenders' first arc. So this stuff we've mentioned this before, but this doesn't. Great Pretender is completely separate to the other anime that we've had, because this one doesn't follow an actual season at all.
No.
This one's just kind of thrown in here, and there's still more episodes to come for this one. So
So-
no rating for this one yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
so we're pretty much done with this season's
Yes,
anime.
That concludes the season.
Yeah.
that concludes the season. Well, technically with Persons Connect, that concluded the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. In general, we're done with all the anime that we have
The
that we've
spring.
talked to this far. Spring
anime.
season is done,
Except for one.
except for of course Great Pretender. But like I said, doesn't
No,
sound
I meant the other one.
Oh, upon Ramen.
Oh, Upper Ranma, yeah. So,
That's-
yeah, because that's coming back.
That's gonna go for
That's
next
finally
season.
coming back, so we can finally talk about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's gonna be fun.
All right. Anime news.
Anime news. Okay, big one.
One news. One anime news.
Yeah, big one that's gonna be coming out is of course Nagatoro. This
Yeah.
this story
For us, me and Omar. I mean,
they haven't read
We
the
don't
original
know
manga
anything about
anything
it.
at all. I have. I've been following this manga for the past couple of years now, and I honestly did not think this was gonna get an anime. I thought this was gonna be like kind of like with Komi-san, where this was gonna be like one of those anime that's not gonna be receiving one. But nope, it is. It's gonna be coming out. It's actually being helmed by a lot of like notable people. Like there's animation. Like I think the animation team is like the same people that are behind like Erased and stuff like that, and the side character design is also being done by the person that did Lupin the Third Part 5, and yeah, it's really interesting to see that like we're finally getting an anime of this. And Nagatoro in general is just a fun like romance comedy in general. Like it's about this girl who bullies her senpai, and senpai is kind of a wimp, but she playfully like I say playfully, but she straight up just bullies him. That first chapter is just so hard to read, and I'm just curious to see like what a lot of people's like opinions on that gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously after hearing you say that, I'm kind of excited too.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see like a trailer for it.
Oh, same here. Yeah.
Let's see where they go.
What about you, David?
I need to see more, other than the cover.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing that a lot of people are know about Nagatoro is just the art. So
yeah, just memes.
Just memes and stuff. In general,
and pictures.
So. We'll
Komi-san?
Huh?
Like Komi-san?
Yeah. Komi-san's the same thing. Yeah, you just see like her with the big eyes.
But I want that as an anime. Where's my anime?
Same here.
All right.
Then the next stuff that we're gonna be talking about. Game news and mostly event. So we found out like literally 2 days ago, as of the time of this recording, is EVO Online being canceled. We talked about EVO quite a few times here.
We did.
Yeah.
We talked about being canceled. We talked about coming back, and now we're talking about being canceled again.
Yeah, and this time it's actually.
But this is actually important.
Yeah, this one's actually not related to the pandemic going on. It's actually more so related to the actual conduct of the organizers, the actual like
the cancellation was because of the sexual abuse.
A lot of sexual like abuse that was going on with the actual founder.
There was also a lot of allegations.
There's a lot of allegations for a lot of different like competitors too.
Yeah.
With a lot of the attendees and like stuff like that were supposed to compete in like. I know Mike Z, the main developer for Skullgirls, also had like a couple.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah,
he also had like a couple things going on too. The Smash player Nairo and like a whole bunch of other like notable people.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, like coming in today to do the podcast, I was shocked to hear this news. I didn't even know about it until like right now. I was like, what?
But the main reason cancellation because of the guy.
Yeah, Mr. Wiz. Mr. Wiz. Yeah. It basically is not giving EVO that great of a rep, and so because of that, given with the fact that this is happening when it is, and all the other stuff, like they cannot be able to continue the venue, the event at all. So yeah, EVO is actually canceled this year, like fully. No online version, nothing.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, even a lot of companies got out of it.
Oh yeah, they pulled out.
They don't want
and the thing about EVO is that EVO is a huge like deal.
Yeah.
And you need that sponsor money. You need sponsorships and everything, and they nope.
Yeah,
pull out.
Big one was Capcom pulling out.
Oh yeah, that's a huge hit.
Bandai Namco.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, so they basically have to.
I think the first ones that they pulled out right away was Mortal Kombat.
Oh
yeah, NetherRealms. Yeah. Did not want anything to do with that, man. Gore and violence, that's fine, but not sexual.
And of course, probably others.
My question is, because obviously Mr. Wiz also does EVO Japan. What's gonna happen to that?
I don't think he's that. Well, maybe same thing, but there's also a likelihood that
they'll probably put it onto someone else.
Because he doesn't have that much hands-on involvement with
EVO Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think if anything, that one should be fine.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to wait and see.
Sad news. I mean, well, I know me and Robert were looking forward to Skullgirls.
I know it's been so long since Skullgirls was actually in the spotlight for this kind of event, and now
It's not happening.
It's bleeding green. The same thing with Marvel too. Back when
Yo.
back when Evo like.
But yeah, we're not even gonna
canceled.
get the Marvel versus Capcom 2 no more.
No, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, in general.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad.
Kind of sucks that all those Marvel 2 hype videos are gonna be are very
Irrelevant.
yeah, very irrelevant and not aged the best.
Yeah.
Aged very badly.
It sucks.
Yeah. But then move on to some more
So now,
good news, happy news.
now we're gonna give our final
Our
rating.
final thoughts, opinions, and rating for just all the anime that's.
Well, no,
ended so
the
far.
top five.
The top 5. This of course isn't going to be including the Great Pretenders because of course, like we said before, it's still going on.
Yeah, so this is the top 5
Top
season.
5, yeah,
Spring season.
for the spring season anime.
No ratings, just no.
Well, we already gave the rating.
Yeah, we gave the ratings,
Yeah.
but it's pretty much
Our personal opinion.
personal
our
opinion.
personal
Like
picks.
5. We'll start from 5 to 1, up to 1. Omar.
Okay, I'll start off. For my top 5, number 5 for me was Tower of God. Although, the ending was, not that well, and there was some points hit or miss. I enjoyed it. Unlike David, I enjoyed the trials they did because, it kind of brought out the, each character's powers and what they can do and all that stuff. Like I said, I enjoyed the side characters, and Bam could do some improvement, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I'm always looking forward to what's coming up for next season of Tower Guy. Number 4, B&A, obviously Studio Trigger. That's their magic again. Very colorful. I love the characters, Michiru, and obviously Wolf Jesus. Stealing the show, has a lot of great moments, and I like the whole Animal City, Zootopia vibes, and B&A is great show. Number 3, Sing Yesterday to me. For some people, the ending was controversial, but I like the ending. I like the ending for what it was. Obviously, Haru got the man.
Yeah. Got the man she deserved.
And it's very has talked about serious topics of love, like after college and people's life's purpose, trying to find yourself, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my journey with Sing Yesterday to me. Number 2, the surprise one for me, Princess Connect. Great animation. Side Game's probably the best anime from my opinion. And the characters are adorable, lovable, and there's so much I could say about it, and just caught me off guard. And I like when animes catch me off guard like this. And obviously number 1, I think we can all say unanimously, but we'll see. Love is War. It's probably the best season. I think it's better than season 1. The characters always lovable. Jokes had me dying laughing so badly that I couldn't control my laughter. And each character has their moments, and they're there for each other, and it's beautiful to watch. And from all the animes, that's my favorite, and you might see it again down the road. And that's my top 5.
Ravi?
My top 5, starting from number 5, is a little bit different. It's My Next Life as a Villainess. That one was really a lot of fun. In general, I think the premise was just brilliant. The fact that it's an isekai, but not the traditional. First off, the main character is of course a girl, but that's not what makes it unique. It's the fact that she gets isekai'd into a game and takes the spot of a main villain character, and basically twists that into kind of with her prior knowledge of the game and everything like that. It just worked out really well. I think the characters were very charming. I think the main character herself, Katarina, was very lovable, very fun to follow. And even though there were a couple filler episodes here and there, it was still fun. It was still fun to follow through and kind of see all the character interactions and stuff. And yeah, I feel like this one has potential. And then number 4, I have Sing Yesterday for me. It's not as high as what Omar had it for, because I'm not as big of a Haru fan. I am still
How
Team
dare
Haru.
you.
No, I'm still Team Haru. But your love for Haru is pure, man.
Pure as Haru's heart.
Yeah, exactly. Pure as Haru's
so
heart.
lovable, man. You cannot say no to that face and to
No.
that crow.
I know. But yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot. I like the fact that the love story itself is very much more, grounded in reality. The fact that it's not just high school love, it's actually like more adult love and everything like that. So I feel like this one's really good. I feel like it's also pretty underrated too, because you don't really hear that many people talking about it. But overall, yeah, it was really fun. I would recommend this to a lot of people for sure. And number 3, BNA. It's Studio Trigger. I love pretty much all of their works. And BNA is also no exception. I like this whole kind of like Zootopia-esque twist. I like the main character Michiru. I think Shiro is also like so much fun to like follow through, with his stoic nature and how it clashes with Michiru's like optimism and bubbliness. And it like, again, the animal designs are also really cool too, and like the main plot is also fun. The climax was, I feel like, was a little underwhelming, which is just mainly because it's like, compared to Trigger stuff.
It's because they didn't go to space.
They didn't go to space. Yeah, that was my number one complaint. But yeah, no, it was just a lot of fun. Like, I honestly cannot wait to recommend this to a lot of people. Once it's like, actually, I think it's already on Netflix. Like, yeah, just watch it. Number 2 is same as Omar's pick, actually, Princess Connect. This one was basically my unexpected kind of reaction to kind of like seeing what my next life as a villainess was, but actually more expanded on. Like, I feel like the characters were just so goddamn, like, you just want to root for them. I like all the characters there. The story was also like very wholesome, like, very charming and everything like that. It had the same kind of like comedy, since it's the same director as Konosuba. It had the same kind of comedy as that anime, but not as crude, which I think really fits the tone for the show itself. And I've said this before, but it definitely made me want to actually try out the app game. And I don't play gachas at all, or mobile games in general. So that's saying a whole lot. And then, of course, number 1 is, again, same as what Omar said, Love is War Season 2. It was so good. Like, I feel like with all the expansion that they made with this season, and how the quality is improved and everything like that, and again, I'm super hyped for Season 3. I think, again, it's a little too early to say this because we still have 3 more seasons left for the whole year itself. I think this might be up there as like one of my favorites of the year so far. Yeah. As far as I know, it's just the comedy's on point, the characters are all on point. It's just a great time in general.
I'm in the same boat with you, so I could totally understand that.
Yeah. All right, and then what about you, David?
All right, for me, number 5 is BNA. I left it at 5 because I'm not much of a, you guys know.
Yeah, he's not into animals that can walk and talk like us.
Oh God. Jeez.
I'm just putting it lightly.
So no, to tell you the truth, I didn't like most of the characters. The only character that I liked was Wolf Jesus.
Yeah, Wolf Jesus was awesome.
That guy was amazing. Whenever he came out, it was mostly whenever the action scenes were out. It was because of him.
Oh yeah, Shiro's.
So that's what was the most entertaining with him and his journey, especially. Mm-hmm. You see his past, his how he suffered, and now how he's suffering present day, and then his upcoming and his lows. But at the end, he manages to come back.
Yeah, his whole arc.
So I enjoyed that. Another character I like was Jackie.
Oh yeah.
Every time I see Jackie, it was pretty funny.
Jackie was fun.
Yeah. And yeah, animation, of course, I love it. Trigger all the way. I enjoy it. And that's it for 5, 6. Seeing yesterday. I mean, 4 seeing yesterday. So That one I put it above BNA. This one I liked it more because, well, that from that show because of the realisticness.
Yeah.
The whole conversations between what's her name again? No, the other girl. Shinako.
Yeah.
The conversations with him and Shinako most of the time was so realistic,
Yeah.
Those, the awkward talking, them talking to their friends and awkwardly saying the same similar ways too. Feels like if that happens to anyone,
Oh yeah, it was pretty adorable, yeah.
And I guess the time setting is way different from now compared
the 90s,
to.
Yeah.
So it's funny to relive that time, I guess, in general when cell phones weren't out
to
the public.
To the
it's really subtle about it too,
They were there, but they're not. Well, at least in this show, they never showed it. It was more of a go to the payphone.
Going old school.
Go
see them.
Go see them or call them
those.
on the payphone at their house.
Get that yellow page.
Yellow page is flipped. Dude. So I enjoyed that show for what it was, realistic. And number 3, my next life as the Villainess. I enjoyed it. Reasons why, this is actually I usually don't like watching isekai. I try to watch isekais, but some are like really unbearable to watch, and then some they barely make it. And this one was a change because it wasn't even focused on action and glory. You don't see the main protagonist being like OP. This was nothing involved with OP-ness. It's just pretty much her playing the game and just changing it up because this game was tend for her to die, I guess. Yeah. So she wanted her second chance of living. She's kind of glitching the game to change its different courses.
Yeah.
So that's why I enjoyed it a lot. And number 2, Princess Connect. You already heard it earlier.
Yeah.
Wow. I enjoyed this. I recommend this show. It's one of those animes that you would have a good time. There's nothing to get you mad. It's pretty wholesome anime, I say. A lot of comedic. And what can I say more, man? This show's great.
Yeah.
And then number 1, Love is War. This one's comedy to a max, man. Jesus. Comedy gold.
Platinum.
I think there was an episode we were laughing throughout the whole way through. I was like, my God.
Yeah.
There was many moments like that where like I cannot control my laughter.
Yeah, we would just kind of
when you laugh and then you have that pain in your gut. Yeah, that happened to me.
And it's very rare in anime comedies like that to happen to us.
Oh yeah.
So amazing.
So to me, in general, I recommend this show as well too, and I would put this for sure gonna be the year's like top anime for comedy.
Oh yeah, that's
comedy wise. I think it's up there. It's all it's good. I feel like there's nothing that could compete that, but still, I think it's still gonna be.
It's funny because the season before this one, we were also watching the science anime too, and we were talking about that. Like it's kind of like it feels like it's trying to scratch that Love is War itch.
Yeah.
With how like absurd its comedy and stuff is trying to be. But man, like once Love is War season 2 actually clicked in and everything, oh boy, that itch was more than satisfied. I was able to get a full-on like body rub out of this one.
Yeah, so there was a lot of comedic moments and also a sad moment.
Yeah, and it was so well done.
Very well done. Great storytelling.
I'm amazed with A1 Pictures for this. I'm like, wow. Not a lot of animes for A1 Pictures, but this one just hit the mark on there.
You could tell, if you haven't watched season 1, watch season 1
please
and
do.
watch season 2.
They're both a double combo. Like I can definitely say that season 2 is better than season 1, but that's only because it evolves what season 1 already established.
Because we learn a little bit on the characters during season 1. But
Yeah.
like towards
It was the introduction, yeah.
Introduction, and I have, I guess there was more love to Chica, but
Yeah.
now that season 2 came in, they gave more love to more characters.
Yeah, Ishigami included.
And Chica was like a little bit lower, but at least she was the comedic relief.
she still
for
had her moments.
Yeah,
Yes.
she had her moments. But the rest got even more.
They got more of the spotlight. Miko is also a great addition to the cast too. Yeah.
Her friend too.
Yeah.
Well, the president.
Oh yeah.
The maid as well.
Oh Hayasaka, yeah.
Yeah, she has her.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then our boys, our
Yeah,
both boys.
Ishigami and Shirogane. They're amazing.
They were
They're
amazing.
so fun.
And that one episode, just like I said, like last episode, no,
Episode 11. That's when
11, yeah.
episode 11. This is when it hit me.
very like tough to watch, but you're like, oh, yes.
Like I said it, man. I teared
Yeah.
up. I teared up.
Yeah, same here.
That was pretty
Yeah,
sad.
I wasn't here when you guys talked about it, but man, it gave me a lot of silent voice vibes.
Mhm.
I noticed it like towards the end when he actually saw their faces. I was like, wait,
Yes.
that brought up that movie.
Yeah.
No way. But yeah, that is my top 5 of this spring season of 2020.
And there's a lot more to come with, of course, the summer season. One thing that we want to mention, though, going into the summer season, it'll kind of give us a little bit of time to sort of refresh. This is going to be our second season together with, since this podcast started, to kind of shake things up a bit. We're actually going to try a different format with this. So this is going to be the last time here on YouTube where we're going to keep things at a complete sort of fashion. Because we have noticed with the demographics that...
We'll have it in a way where we'll have the old one, the old fashioned, but we'll have other stuff with it.
Yeah, we're going to have
we'll have it
highlights,
short.
yeah. And those highlights are basically going to be when they're going to be single episode entries for certain anime that you guys might be looking for. So let's say if you guys don't want to, let's say take this season for instance. Let's say if you guys don't care about what we say about Gleipnir for whatever reason, and you guys just want to stick to what we think about Princess Connect, you guys could just just watch the Princess Connect video.
Yep.
And we're going to be trying more new things.
Yeah, we're experimenting how what people would like to watch.
Yeah.
More in more comfort zone. Like, oh man, I don't have time to watch an hour video. I can
Or
watch
2 hours, or
video.
And that's the reason why the Spotify exists. So if the Spotify, some of my thinking. If you guys want to just simply listen to it, then there you go. You got that option too.
Either way, we'll have the episodes on their own, and then we'll have the full episode if you want to watch the full thing.
We are going to expand on options.
Yes. Yeah. Look forward to that.
Yep.
Yeah, look forward to that. Indeed.
Yeah. All right, and that's a wrap. So with that, of course, this has been the Anime Squad podcast. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. Later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Laters.
What's up?